8:38 at the Big 550 KTRS. I am Paul Harris filling in for McGraw while he is off in Phoenix, Arizona, where he's going to get to go to the Super Bowl on Sunday, which means he won't get to see the ads. It's the only thing I can think of that would make him jealous of us while he's at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but like you said, we can see them all online too. So it's not the same though.
No, it's not the same as being surprised by them, which I will be because I'm not watching any of them online. And by the way, Monday I'll be filling in for him because he ain't flying back after the game.
No, he's not.
So Monday we'll do the Super Bowl ads quiz. We'll see if you're paying attention closely enough to be able to identify who the advertiser is. They've sold out the commercials, $4.5 million a spot this year. They're all sold out. But I think the next day people remember the commercial, but not who the advertiser was. So we'll find out on Monday morning. Mm-hmm. Now, speaking of the game, one of the big topics leading up to the Super Bowl has been Deflategate or Ballghazi or whatever ridiculous name you want to assign to this. So I got an email a couple of days ago from our next guest, who is Tim McIntyre. He's the president of Primary Marking Systems, who says, you know, if they had just used our technology, we wouldn't have had this problem at all. And he's here with PJ, who's the project manager for Primary Marking, and they're here to explain this. Hi, guys. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, Paul. How you doing?
Nice to have you here. So what could you have done that could have saved us all the trouble of having Tom Brady in his ridiculous press conference the other day?
Well, the software that we have is used by law enforcement, and they collect evidence.
Yep.
All right. Well, right now they're trying to find evidence at the NFL, right?
Yes.
So if Wilson, like this football right here, would put some kind of an identifying mark on each football, like we've done right here, it's just simple NE1001, simple little serial number, right?
Yeah.
Now, when we got these footballs, we being the officials from New England, we checked them. We made sure they're right. We had Kelly sign off because Kelly works for New England, and she gave them to us. Then we checked them. We put the poundage in.
Make sure they were inflated correctly.
Right. We certified them. We sent an email, and all this can happen automatically. We sent an email to not only the NFL League, but we sent it to the New England, and in this case, Indianapolis. Hey, I certify the balls, these serial numbers are at X poundage, and then I give it back to Kelly. Kelly then says, through the system, logs in under her password and her PIN, yes, I got them, and yes, I accept these 12 balls, these serial numbers, and here we go.
And so if something happens to it later where the ball gets deflated, somebody can go back and say, all right, who was in charge of these things?
Absolutely.
And you have some responsibility, some accountability for that.
Correct.
Now, are you using any special technology other than a gold Sharpie to write the number on there?
Actually, it's a silver Sharpie.
Excuse me.
Our technology is our software. We own several patents on evidence collection software. It's used by agencies here in St. Louis. It's taught at LSU's counterterrorism school. It's used internationally. It's under consideration by the United States military. So other than using our software, it's really nothing special. I mean, we could do it on your tablet right there. We could do it on any mobile device because our software really doesn't care where it rides.
PJ, does the NFL not have a system where they're checking chain of custody of the balls right now?
Apparently not. I mean, I just heard the other day the investigation for this is going to take a few more weeks. With ETwist, there would be no investigation. It'd be minutes. You would just pull up the database, look, okay, so-and-so's had it, he's had it, and time and date stamps everything. Who's had it, when they had it, where they had it.
So you could go down and say, Jenkins is the guy responsible. Get Jenkins in here.
Exactly.
What happened with those balls?
Exactly, and it'll tell you what time and what day. And we take photos with this, so we capture the GPS coordinates of where you were when you actually inflated or deflated these balls or whatever happened. So we know who did what, when they did it, where they did it, and the money that they're spending on this investigation of this Deflategate, there would be no money spent just because we would already know.
Isn't it stunning, Tim, that a $9 billion a year operation, the National Football League, isn't paying attention to one of its most important pieces of equipment?
Well, you would think with the amount of money that's being transferred back and forth, you'd want to know what the heck was going on.
Yeah.
Tim, have you guys been in contact with the NFL since Deflategate?
We've made a couple of phone calls and a couple of emails to the NFL. We haven't heard back from them yet.
I don't think the NFL really cares. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I joked last week on my Friday afternoon show, I joked that somewhere in Foxborough there's an assistant equipment manager who is cashing a very large check and will never know his name.
Right.
After I said that on the air, I got emails from a couple of people who said, "What do you mean check?" It was probably in some sort of equipment bag in cash. But I think the NFL is going through this whole thing, and then after the season, maybe we'll hear some rule changes that are involved in this, where each team doesn't get their own balls. But having a system like yours would simply make sense to put something in play there.
Well, let me take it to a different sport.
Okay.
All right, because I used to referee college soccer, so I'm more familiar with soccer than I am with football.
Okay.
The World Cup, which we all just witnessed back in summer. The World Cup, and I'm not going to get too far into the weeds, but the World Cup uses a tracking device that's built into the ball. Now, could that be done at the NFL? Yes. How long is it going to take? It took the FIFA, which is the governing body of soccer worldwide, almost 14 years to come up with this. But they came up with it. Why? Because there were teams that were being eliminated from the World Cup, and the World Cup only happens every 4 years. So countries were being eliminated because referees, for obvious reasons, couldn't see whether or not it was a goal or not. I mean, there's not a human alive that's going to be able to catch up with a ball. So,
I think after this Deflategate, I think that, yes, even though you say that they may not care, because it's gone on for so long, ridiculously long amount of time to investigate this football. But I think this is exactly what they do need. They need this accountability and this type of software, so it wouldn't happen again.
I 100% agree with you. It could be used even at the college level. And I don't want to imply anybody's doing anything at the college level.
No, there's nothing wrong in college sports in America. That would be ridiculous, Tim. Right. What are they doing at the college level? Are they doing exactly what you're saying here?
At the college level, I can only speak from a soccer standpoint.
Yeah.
You know, the referee checks the balls, makes sure that the balls are correct, and the referee keeps the balls, in most cases, general speaking, until the game starts. So the balls are in the referee's possession.
You know, if a bunch of us went to the park over here, not far from our studios here in Richmond Heights, if we had a 5-on-5 football game right now, and you brought that ball that you have, and I brought my ball, and a couple of the other people who were playing brought their balls, we'd all throw them around, we'd all practice with them for a little while, and then when it came time to play the game, we would all decide which ball are we going to use.
Right.
And that would be the ball we would use until it got too muddy,
That'd be the end of it.
Or it was ridiculous, or somebody was complaining, I hate this ball, I don't want to use it anymore. Then we would all agree on the other ball we were going to use.
Agreed.
But the National Football League can't do that.
No, and they're spending all this time and money going through this investigation. I mean, we're on week 2 now, and they're saying it's going to be a few more weeks before they get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
That's got to be thousands upon thousands of dollars of money just spent on how inflated a football was. What ETwist, I mean, we can provide it to them, and it's only going to take them about a minute to look at the database and see who had it last, go to them and be like, what the heck happened?
Mm-hmm. Just chain of custody, just like in police evidence rooms, right?
Well, actually, yeah. And the NFL is one of our partners is Motorola and Zebra. And if you watch the Pro Bowl or watch Super Bowl, which many of us are going to do, I understand Kelly's not going to.
No, she hates. she hates football. That's what I heard earlier this morning.
I heard that too.
I don't think she likes America, frankly. But go ahead, Tim. What were you saying?
I'm not willing to go there, Paul.
Un-American.
I'm sitting right next to her. I'm not willing to go there.
Thank you.
I'll be deflated later.
But our partner, Motorola and Zebra, is using technology with the NFL, using what's termed RFID, which is the same technology as you have on your key fob. Just when you hit the button, it does something.
Yep.
Well, this technology is built in underneath their shoulder pads, for instance.
Yep.
So they can pick up a lot of statistics about players. You know, how fast they were running on a particular play, where they were, the amount of time that they've run. All this is available.
Yep.
So the NFL, to their credit, is looking at technology and how technology can enhance their game.
Now, why isn't that in the ball? So we don't have these questions about where did the guy go out of bounds? Did he cross the goal line? Where was he? Did he make the first down? We're still using those stupid sticks and chain when we could be using tech.
Well, you could. I don't want to get too far into the weeds, but as I said before with the World Cup and FIFA, it took them 14 years to get the technology right. RFID is very good, and we sell a lot of it, but it has some inherent problems. It's not good for everything. And what we always tell people is, look, start out with the basics. Don't start out at the highest level you can. Start out with the basics, learn, and figure out where you're going from there.
And for goodness sake, keep your football out of the weeds. That's what I heard here this morning. Tim McIntyre, PJ McIntyre from Primary Marking Systems, the guys behind ETwist. Thanks so much for coming in here today.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, guys.
8:48 at the Big 550.